Introduce yourself and your topic. We are recording.
Hi everyone, I'm Karan. I'm going to present on the artificial intelligence and it's mainly focused on the AI roles. Mm, next slide. Basically, artificial intelligence is an area that deals with super intelligent machines that are like just a simulation of the human intelligence. We can see in the last few years, AI is mostly being used on the rovers, on the research, and the factories to build the vehicles and other some dangerous stuffs, which are like very dangerous for the humans, and those can only be done by the rovers. And another use of AI is like nowadays drones are being used for surveillance, like spying over the people's privacy or catching the criminals through the camera fitted on the drones. Yeah. And there is one most interesting thing that's happening right now is that rovers are now being used in the pharmacy of the San Francisco to fill the medical prescriptions. And this is my research project, and in this slide I'm going to describe like why did I do the research in this area and how did I carry out my research. And basically there is a fear among the people that will the human existence be in danger due to the artificial intelligence rovers. I went to do the research on this area to find out what people think now about the growing AI technology. And there is a burning, controversial issue among people about the rovers. Will they be friends or enemies of human race?
Just a small reminder, Karen, your audience is over there.
Okay.
Uh,
And there is another question about how people think about the rovers nowadays being used on the education field and industrial field.
okay.
And this is how I started my research. I first started doing the research by collecting the primary sources. That was the data I created myself by conducting the survey. And the secondary data is I used some of the books in the internet and some of the articles and magazines. And the research ethics. Some of the ethics that I found while doing my research was I couldn't trust the data I got from the survey. I thought it's not 100% valid. And there are two more ethics that can be found while doing the research, that are the achieving the data in the wrong way and the use of deception in the research. And this is the data I gathered from the survey. I asked a question about the how people feel about the being around the surveillance camera that can detect the crimes automatically. And from the data, I found that I presented the survey to the 25 participants. I found that 8 people, like 32% of the people think that it's not too bad to have a surveillance camera around them, but the most of the people they think it's bad. Maybe it's due to the privacy loss. Next slide, please. There was another question I placed. It was like quite unique in its own, and it was will it be good if they can just have the biochip inserted on their brain that can get the data from the computers, which will be quite useful in their exams. They won't need to read. I've found the majority of people, like 60% of people, think that it's good to have to store, or no, it's bad to have to store the bad to have the biochip to store the data.
So people don't want a chip in their brain.
Yeah.
Okay, that
It's
makes
maybe
sense.
due to they don't want to lose their creativity. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, next slide. And I also asked a question about the current situation of the rovers being used, and what do they want the rovers to do in the near future. And the majority of people think that it should be used only on the space research and exploration.
Okay.
Maybe it's due to they don't want to have in the hospitals because of if the rovers get hacked or something goes wrong, they might do something wrong while doing the surgery. They might even take the life.
It's also cheaper to send a robot into space than to send a human being.
Yeah, it's like even good because it is quite dangerous for the humans.
Yes. Okay.
So, and there was last question I raised about how they feel about the rovers that are going to be invented in the future. Do they fear from them, or they have like they want to be friends with them? It seems the majority of people think that it might destroy the human race. They have fear from the rovers. It's like they have a bias, or they are like in confusion. So I'm getting the data, 16% satisfactory data or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not quite accurate.
You're about halfway through your time.
Okay. And lastly, what did I use in my research? The IT technology. I used the Google Forms to create the survey and organize it. And some of the ebooks, some of the ebooks I took some of the data from them. And the secondary data was like I used the internet magazines. And I can see the near future. In the conclusion, I conclude that in the near future, people might get mutant. They might get like auto robots fitted, auto arms or automobile arms fitted in their body.
Like the illustration you have there.
Cybernetics.
Yeah, well, you're seeing that now with these. They have the Olympics, the Paralympics, and stuff like that. The technology is getting better and better, and I think there is actual people who can control a robot arm now with their minds. I think did you do any research? I mean, you're showing this illustration here. I think I saw a report recently, maybe a few months ago, where that is the case, that somebody was able to pick up an object with a robotic hand. Has anybody else seen anything like that?
Yeah.
I saw Amazon one from Amazon.
Amazon is doing.
Well, I've
Picking up
seen.
soap bars and putting it in the box.
Okay.
Just doing tests.
Well, in Austria there was this a gentleman there. He's got he had a brain damage as a child. Well, he was born, and he could never use one of his hands. So he underwent surgery, where hand was replaced by a sort of like a robotic hand.
Yeah.
It's really near as best as we could describe a cybernetic hand, and he now can